Good afternoon, everyone. It is a hot one today. I believe we hit the 90s, but we are here doing another manga review. This one just came out today, actually, by 7 Seas Entertainment. The anime has already been out, so today we're going to be doing our review on Akashic Records of Bastard Magical Instructor. You see right off the bat, we got some of our main characters here as normal. Story by Hitsuji Taro, and art by Tsunemi Aosa, and original character designs by Kurone Mishima. For anybody who's seen the anime, this takes place in a school environment. The genres are action, school, fantasy, and magic. As the name describes, magic instructor. So it kind of revolves around jumping in to a little bit of the plot here. The story starts you off around this guy here, known as Glenn Radars. He is basically forced into teaching as a temporary instructor at one of the most prestigious magic academies. And he doesn't really want to do it. He's more so forced to do it by his caretaker, I guess you can call her. And he's just kind of forced into it. As you can see, he's kind of really just lazy. You know, he just puts self-study up on the board. Basically, you know, the class can study on their own, and he's not going to teach, and he says, because I'm tired. She's his caretaker. She's the one that's making him do it. She has her reasons behind it. She wants to try and get him to be happy again and everything, because of his past experiences that he's had. He's been a pretty miserable guy. So he ends up meeting our two main heroines of the story, Sistine Feeble and Rumia. Now, I don't want to ruin too much of who Rumia is, so I'm not going to really say, but just know that she and Sistine here are our two main heroines in this first manga that was just released. So he's basically kind of getting used to it, and these students, these girls, are trying to push him to change. They each have their own reasons for wanting to learn magic. Sistine's reason is to replicate like her grandfather, be better than him, and go to a sky castle that's in the sky and see what's in it, which he never got to do. And Rumia is to meet the man who saved her when she was little, when she was being attacked by people, so that way she can thank him. So that's kind of just what sets up the plot for this. Later, that when the school's attacked and stuff, you know, by then things have gotten changed a little bit for Glenn, and he's kind of a completely different person. So by that time, he's just different. He's more into what he's doing. And you learn a little bit more about his past, although not as much in the first book, but in the second manga that's going to come out, you'll learn a bit more, but it just kind of tips into his past a little bit, what he might have been, and why he might be so depressed like he is. So with that said, that kind of brings you into the character development portion of it. As far as Sistine and Rumia go, there's character development from the beginning to the end, just not serious. Rumia never really dislikes Glenn as a teacher. She's always the calm, kind of telling Sistine to calm down, stuff like that. Sistine, on the other hand, when he first is introduces himself to the class, and he just writes self-study up on the board and goes to sleep, she hates him because of what she believes magic is and what she wants to use it for. And he's just kind of making a mockery of it. So she does not like him at all. Now, by the end of the book, I can't say that she's super fond of him as a teacher, but He does grow on her a little bit. She starts to ask him questions about spells, things like that, which she did not do in the beginning. She just looked down on him like he was just, basically crap. And about halfway through this manga, he reveals what he actually knows, and it kind of changes everyone's outlook on him. So there's character development, but it just kind of starts slow, as everything does in the first manga, but it is there. The artwork, I always go through artwork. Everybody knows that. So on the cover here, you can see it's kind of your nice artwork, like it kind of draws you in. She's looking like she's gonna cast a spell. He's just kind of in the background being arrogant and kind of like smug, which he really is through the whole thing. He's actually pretty funny when you read some of his stuff. He just really doesn't care. Yeah, see, here we go. What's the matter? And he just completely gets his butt kicked by her. So he's just really kind of a comedian. He loses and has that look because she wants him to fulfill the promise that he made if he lost, and he's just kind of like, what are you talking about? So yeah. So anyways, so the artwork and everything, I really like it. Really cool. And so he ends up beating up this dude here. They're trying to I should bump the camera, sorry about that. He's trying to basically they're trying to take over the school for reasons. I don't want to say it again. It doesn't really say too much in this. It just kind of reveals that they're after Rumia. So it doesn't really reveal what the reason is. That's going to come in the second manga. If you watch the anime, you already know. But this is his idea of like comedy. He beats him up, takes his clothes off and stuff, and puts a little sign because it's small. So it's a pretty funny book. Not too bad, not too bad. I didn't need to repeat that twice to get the point. But anyways, so artwork, yes, fantastic. I like it. Draws you in. The anime comparison that I would do, there is an anime for it. It came out, I believe, actually this year. Yeah, this year. April through June, as I'm looking at it. And it, I liked it. Not too bad. I would definitely recommend it if you're, like I said, into that kind of a anime, the school fantasy magic type of thing. The studio for it was Lead-In Films, if anybody knows. The source materials from a light novel, and the rating of it is R17+ for violence and profanity in the anime. Again, there is magic. There's even some violence in the back of here, some fighting here. One guy gets killed. So there is fighting and stuff. She's about to get possibly molested or whatever. So he's gonna have to try and save her. So yes, there is topics that are more for adult or whatever. It's rated teen. So you be the best judge on that. But here we go. Synopsis, as always, for those of you who want to read the synopsis there. Watch the anime on Funimation. You can also watch it on Crunchyroll. I do have a Crunchyroll subscription, so I watch a lot of this kind of stuff on there to be able to do my comparisons and things of that nature. So who would I recommend this to? I've said it already. You're people who like the school type anime with magic and fantasy, stuff like that. This does take place in more of a fantasy world, kind of medieval style, As you can see by the kind of, if I can find the page easily enough. Where was it at? It should be in the beginning here. Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect, actually. So kind of you got stalls in the street. You can see kind of the wooden type of houses, kind of like in, you know, a fantasy universe. You know, here we go again. So yeah, it's definitely kind of, it's not in your modern architecture. There's the sky castle she wants to go see. Yeah, you can kind of see though it's more of a kind of maybe a Fable fantasy a world. Anybody who's played Fable, you know, it's got kind of like that feel to it, that kind of housing structure. You know, you got things made of brick, almost like castles. So yeah, it's got that kind of structure. So people who like that, I think that's about it. I'm gonna wait for the next book to come out, but I would recommend giving this one a read, especially if you like the anime. It follows the anime pretty closely, if not to the T almost, with, you know, a few minor details, things like that, some things that change, but other than that, for the most part, it follows the anime. So it just matters if you want to have a paper copy, or if you just want to, if you're just fine with the anime and that's it. You know, or maybe you don't like animes as much and you're more of a fan of the paper. Go pick it up. I picked it up at Barnes and Noble. But you should be able to pick it up at almost any bookstore. Yeah, so that's about it for this review. I picked up another one, manga that I will be doing a review on probably maybe tomorrow if I finish reading it. I picked up Absolute Duo, which also just came out today. So this is a fairly older series though that's been out for a little while, but they just now serialized it into manga by 7 Seas again. So yeah, look forward to that one. Until then though, I will see you all guys all later, and enjoy your day.